starting? Alrighty, right. Hello and welcome back to some more Minecraft Physics Golden Age, episode 1000 and... You know what, I cannot remember what number we're on. What number are we on again? You know what, I've totally forgotten. This went clear out of my head, I tell you. But hopefully you're all doing alright and staying safe, and hello and welcome back. You know, seeing the arches over there look very ominous. But that would be like a cool design in like a swamp. Sorry, I just started thinking about that, you know. That would be a nice idea to build in a swamp. Problem is, the only swamp that is actually close by to us is this very tiny swamp that is located on this little side bit here. Right there. That's the tiniest swamp that is the closest to us. If it's not the swamp up here. That I actually need to reset. So I will probably delete this entire biome. Though does that mean I have to get rid of the Twilight Forest biome? I don't know. I think it would. You want to come to stay? I'll probably just stay. Alright. So, let us get started on... I think we'll get started on these. Okay, have fun. Alright, you two. Alrighty. Alright. So, let me actually try and see. Now, I know that this house that we had right here is going to be probably the most unique roof around here. It's kind of like this top bit here, but just a little bit more wider. So, like a kind of bell shape. That's probably going to be the most unique roof here. It is going to be a block higher. And then this is also going to be a block higher, but this is going to be a kind of triangle stack roof. It's going to have one roof that goes down that way, and then one roof that comes down, well, one roof that goes this direction and one roof that goes that direction. But the second roof is smaller. And that is the idea that we're going with for this build. It's actually not looking too bad. I think we will probably build some buildings around this bit over here to kind of just, you know, make it look a little bit nicer. And then I might actually work on Alvelio. Alvelio is a much older town. Yeah, Alvelio was the 2nd of September 2022. And Voxtown was the 29th of September 2022. So, long period, I do apologise there for coughing. Alright, so we'll actually get started on building this in a second. We are running low on acacia, and I don't think I want to keep full acacia. I'm actually thinking about adding some additional stuff to these roofs to kind of make it less bland. Orange is nice, but I do want to add something that would look a little bit nicer. Would birch be a good choice to swap it up with? I don't think so. I think it's just too bland. I don't want to go with something dark because this town is supposed to be a lot brighter. I might actually go with oak, but without the texture pack, the oak will look, you know, very bad. I might actually go with would jungle look nice? Allows me to use up some of my jungle wood if that's the case. Yeah, that actually might work. The two reddish going together. I know it's not red in like, you know, the other way. But it would not be too bad. You know, if I did a, what do you call it, series that was more higher update than what we have in 1.12.2, I would have probably used something like a combination of birch and the bamboo, because I don't actually use the bamboo that often, so I guess that would be a quite fun idea. Alright, so I actually think I'll dirt this bit first, and then I'll check our supply to see how much material we have left to use. Because we probably do not have that much, oh, sorry about that. This other backpack here. Yeah, I don't think we have that much terracotta left. I think we might try something different with this house. We could try red, but I don't feel like using red for it. Oh, hello there, Invis! Wow, watching Minecraft while playing. It's good to have you here, Invis. Alright. But we're actually just, looking over what we have now. And to be honest, we do not have many materials that we can use for this. I think we are going to have to grab some extra material. You know what, Invis, as you're here, would you like to pick a color of terracotta? You can pick one color of terracotta to use for this building. I'll allow you to pick one. Oh, I almost took a lot of damage there. Well, hello there, zombie. Not too bad at all. And I'll just start. There we go. Alright. So we have a lot of white terracotta, brown terracotta, orange terracotta. Need to actually try and figure out where the exit is to this place. I always forget where it's located. Ah, here it is. Oh, duped me there, did I tell you? Duped me. 5 bones? Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, I do apologise. I'm trying not to speak too loud, I tell you. Teriyaki, slave, or terracotta? Is that meaning you want an orange terracotta? Because or are you wanting plain terracotta? It's up to you, you can have either which. You know what, I might actually make a hammer for this. Oh wait, I already have a hammer. Do you want orange or do you want the pinkish kind of one? Also, did you make it sound like you're getting hurt when you get hurt in MC? We actually have the, what do you call it, gender mod that allows you to have either sound. So you can have the female sound or the male sound. So you can have the old Minecraft like getting hurt sound. I cannot remember what button is, but oh, I did not take damage there that time. But I really miss the old, you know, sounds that Steve used to make. It's a good time. So yes, you made it sound like you're getting hurt. IRL. Alright. So let us go and place this here. So I'm taking it that you want the, what do you call it, the pinkish kind of terracotta that we have here. Forgot how easy it is just to mine all this. That's where we mined it to last time. There we go. I like white terracotta. Alright, we'll gather up some white terracotta and that's what we'll build the house out of. In honor of the great Invis. There we go. And I need to actually make room in my inventory because I have very little room in my inventory. I have so much wood stairs. I have like so many stairs in my backpack. And we'll shove that in there. Alright. So let us go and grab all of this and we'll make it out of white terracotta. Terracotta sauce. Now I'm just imagining terracotta being used as a sauce and it seems so wrong. If I'm being honest, it seems so wrong. Like, just the imagination of it, you know, being used as... You could probably make it out of terracotta, you know, if you're honest, you know. Would consuming terracotta be toxic? I'm not sure. I am not sure. To be honest, I do not even know if terracotta is a toxic material. If people could consume charcoal toothpaste, I'm pretty sure you can consume terracotta. Probably would not be the best for you, but you know, you get what I mean. It's kind of like the whole Himalayan salt thing all over again. Tell you, Himalayan salt does not give you any benefits really. Yeah, it has all these, you know, stuff that this other one has, but you're not really absorbing much of that when it's actually going through you. So it's better to just have regular salt. Or at least find an alternative to salt, because there's so much other better stuff. Fair point. Terracotta sauce would be too sweet. Sand is non-toxic, although not sure if clay is bad. Sand is very toxic to humans. And the reason is sand is made out of quartz, and quartz is something that humans cannot digest. That's why when you're eating, like, you know, the sand at like the beach, we've all done that as like a kid, you know. At one point, you know, shoved some sand in our mouth, you know, we were a bit hungry. Just shoved the sand in your mouth and it was like the sandy material. I've had that before. Makes me shiver. If it's in small amounts, it's completely harmless. Yeah. But remember, you know, quartz is something that is undigestible, really. It's kind of weird that. What else is very hard to... I know that digesting leek is very hard to do for humans. Leek, it's either leek or celery. I think it's celery. Celery takes more energy to consume than it actually takes to, well, it actually gives back. You get less from it than you actually get back. That's what I'm trying to say. I tell you, speaking's not my strong suit. Unless it's, you know, wisdom at 3 AM and then I'm speaking like, you know, words that could shape an entire, you know, planet. Did I place that? Ow. I must have placed this a long time ago. Yeah. That is like ancient by that point. Like it's been ages since I've been in this part of the mesa. I must have fell down there at one point and I fell down there again, but you know. Well, I need to eat celery then. Well, if you want to lose weight, eating celery is not that bad. Especially if you blend it up and make it into soup. If you need any recipes for, like, you know... Oh, I got some recipes if you're interested, Invis. If you're interested in a mushroom goulash, I know a few good recipes there. I know a vegetarian, you know, mushroom goulash is actually quite good. There's a floating piece of sand. If I could, I would put it in a museum. And yes, and yes, you are a mod, Ari. You are a mod. I modded you, like, you know. I think it was a while ago. I think I actually told you that I modded you. It was like super long ago, but I modded you. What is a blank galaxy? I was wondering what that was there for a second. Oh, I know, you did in Discord, yeah. How did I just notice here? It's perfectly understandable. But we're currently doing some mining now, so that we can get some terracotta, but I got distracted and now I'm actually mining. I might as well grab some gold. I do plan on building up the railway very soon. So we'll probably use a lot of this gold for that, for powered rails. This is like a huge amount of gold. The only problem with gold in Minecraft is that it takes coal to, you know, smelt, and it's normally a lot more coal than you actually should spend on it. Luckily there's all smelters that you can shove it all in. Why is there so much gold here? Also, I just remembered, we're in a mesa. Obviously there would be more gold here. I love your sweater. Thank you, thank you. It is a fishy. If you can read it, it says fishy. It actually says fish, but I'll call it fishy because, you know, the eye is split in half. So I'll say it's fishy. It sounds a lot better than that. The fishy sweater. I actually just, I can't remember where I found it. I think it was, the place that you get a lot of the V-Roid clothes on. I was looking for, you know, sweaters to customize, but then I found this and I thought, you know what, this is already quite nice. I might as well wear it. It was called Ugly Sweater, but I call it the, you know, fishy sweater. Sounds a lot better. I see, yeah. Also, I am wearing glasses today. That is a crab. Ah, Frankie. I miss Frankie. Sorry, I was just remembering my crab, Frankie, who died to a raccoon. That was a terrible time. That was a terrible time. Alright, we should head back to work. 32 gold? We just went mining for like a second and we got 32 gold. I might actually do more mining for gold out here. Also elephants. Not that bad. Have I been there before? Yeah, I have been in there before. That was a long time ago. I'm actually looking for, what do you call it? Mob spawners. And the reason why I'm looking for mob spawners is, I plan on making a better mob farm, but more further away from home. I think it's a good idea, but at the same time, it probably is not the best idea to do a mob farm now. I know I can make one back at home because I know that there is some old mine shafts under my house, and I know there's at least a zombie spawner and skeleton spawner right next to each other, I'm pretty sure. Is this an old collapsed one? Oh, there is actually more to this place. There is actually more to this place. I should really be taking the rails from around here. That is a witch somewhere around here. But hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe, Harry. Also, what have you been up to recently? I was looking past my old notifications and I saw that you went live, you know, a while back. And I was like, dang, I missed it again. I'm terrible at trying to catch people's streams, to be honest, I tell you. I only get like notifications when I'm on the PC version of Twitch, and it's really annoying that, I tell you. It's really annoying that. So the mobile one sucks, you know, terribly. I'm pretty sure I remember some of these caves. There is more gold here, and that thing got stuck in the roof. Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. Put that in there. More gold. Almost a stack of gold. Not bad. We can use this to make some powered rails for our railway later on. The streams are very rare, to be honest. But lately I've been trying to do chatting every Saturday, and a game and stream during the week. Yeah, that's actually not too bad, actually. That's not too bad at all. For me, I normally do it, you know, like, you know, randomly. I do not have a set time. I am chaos. Like the amount of streams that I do, you know, you expect me to have a schedule, but no. I just do it how I feel. And that's really the whole point about streaming, is just having fun doing the streams. You don't have to have like a set schedule or, you know, all these complicated things. And this is where I made the mine, wasn't it? So long ago. Oh! Third consecutive, you know, streak. I think the problem with streaks for my channel is that I always end the streams in an episodic, you know, way. So a lot of the time, people's streaks are lost that way because I end and restart the stream back to back. It's really terrible, but, you know, I do episodic, you know. If you're able to get up, you know, that high, and then, you know, that is a great achievement in the first place. There's so much gold around here. There we go. How much gold is that? 24, and that's a stack. All the gold that you see will probably go into making my railway, if I'm being honest. Same with the stacks of iron blocks that we have. That's true, yes. Oh yes, I kept mine somehow. I'm trying to remember. I think it was my Hitman streams that you were at. Was it my Hitman stream? We were finishing off Hitman Absolution. I think that's when you last joined. That would have been the second. Right sound, there we go. Alright, we should be able to head back to Voxtown now. And... Ow. There we go. The Voxtown, here we are. Or was it the drawn stream after that? I think it was the drawn stream after that. You were there for the Hitman stream and then the drawn stream. You know what, I do need to do more live drawn streams. I'm actually planning on doing that, but I've restricted myself from oh, I have an itchy nose, wait 1 second. Ow. Ah. Alright. But I actually restricted myself from doing art streams now because I must complete doing the streams that I'm supposed to do before I'm allowed to do art. I've had a problem that I just do the art and then I get tired out from doing art, so I cannot do thingy, so I've banned myself for a little while from doing art streams until I learn. Hope you do more. I will do more soon. I just have to limit myself because I've been that bad, you know, doing art streams and then tiring myself out and then not being able to do the streams that I was supposed to do. Oh yeah. So, we will be working on doing the house in white. This is actually going to be probably the most unique colour of the houses. I did think about just keeping it all the same colour, but I feel like that would kind of be a little bit lacking, if I'm being honest. Alright. And then... yeah, that's actually not looking too bad. Would this be where I place a door? I think it might be. Could do a double door, or I could do a single door at the back. Yeah, that's actually not looking too bad. That is not looking too bad at all. I can do double window at the front. I actually did not grab too much white terracotta, but I should have enough to just finish off this house anyway. And then I will do another white line going all the way above. Actually, it's supposed to go like that. There we go. And just go like this. A lot of these houses do have a lot of windows, if I'm being honest. I think that's going to be a little problematic, but I don't really think it'd be that problematic. Really? Need to try and figure my way back up here now. Oh wait, I need to do this wall. I found my way back up. It's by doing this wall over here. There we go. Yeah, not too bad at all. And I should be able to finish this off here. Bam! That's not looking too bad at all. And now I need to go and grab some... oh, I had the wrong backpack there. Need to grab some acacia wood. And we'll grab that. And I'll put that there. Alright. So, let me see. Now, how we did this house is that I had a block here. We did a slab. And then we had another bit coming out there. No, no, that's all wrong. We had something like that. Something like that, yeah. Yeah. There we go. So we had something like that going on, and then we drag it along. So I can actually just go like this now. Yeah, not too bad. And then just go like that. And let us grab a little bit more. Alright, that's not looking too bad at all. Now, I need to make my way up. And we'll just drag this all the way along. And I think when it gets to... I think it's this bit right here. I think it's this bit right here. Alright. I could actually trim it down a little bit, but I do feel like this is actually not that bad. I do feel like I should really extend it out a little bit more. I do actually have a spare box here, crafting table, so that we can do that. And grab that there, place that there, slab there, and I think it's right here that I want the entire thing to start. Alright, so slab there, stair, stair, slab, stairs. I want another bit of the roof going this way, but the opposite side. How will I do that? I guess I would take spruce log, place it there, and then have it come in the other direction. Yeah? Let me get rid of that bot. Dang bots, I tell you. They never learn. They never learn. Alright. But I have to do it by 2. Yes, yes. I see my mistake here. I was going to leave it like that, but then I realised it would not fit at all. Is this actually going to work? Let me actually press it in just a tiny little bit. It's not bad the way that is, it's just not correct, I feel. It needs to be smaller. It needs to be on these pylons here. The problem is we are making a roof here, so we still have to make the roof and also make it fit. So I'll actually make it 3 blocks tall, but I'll probably trim off the edges as I make the, roof going along. So we'll actually focus on making the roof the now. And then another set of those. So obviously this would be a full block here. And I'll probably just stairs, well, slabs there. And just that there. Actually, poop, ow. Close, we were close there. jump up there. Tell you, trying to do stuff around here is terrible. I should make a HR, company in my, world that just takes my, complaints about what I've constructed. That actually means that's 2 blocks then. Yeah, and not too bad at all. Grab that there. Turn that into that. Grab some more stairs. Grab some more slabs. And I need to grab more logs now. This is actually the most complicated roof that we've probably made in a while, to be honest. I'm actually falling down on purpose there to try and figure out, like... Okay, so it's 2 blocks there. That's 2 blocks. Also 4, if you counted. Ouchie. Oh no, I missed the opportunity to do my first bath. It's alright, there'll be plenty more. There's always more bots out there. I'm making some stuff in Photoshop. Ooh, what are you making in Photoshop? Anything interesting? Alright. Or can you not talk about it? So block there. That there. And some cringe meme. I normally use what do you call it, MS Paint for when I'm making memes, if I'm being honest. I actually do have like a bunch of memes, ready to go. Well, ready to be made. I have a bunch of meme templates and all that. Because I was planning on making a bunch of memes very soon. This is not right, it's because that's not there. Okay. Figured out the problem. So 2. And that is a block there. Okay, what's the problem here? So when it gets to that bit, it's the stairs. So stairs, slab, and that's a slab there, and then a slab there. Is that correct? That should be correct. Let me check. Yeah, that's actually correct. And it is then a stairs. Bots are taking over the world. Maybe you'll see it. The bot apocalypse is coming. As I always say, the one thing you can always count on to what's called eliminate a bot is an EMP. That's what I always say. EMPs, are one of my favorites. Like in movies and all that, you see them and it's always like, definitely over dramatified. But I always love how they worked in movies. Maybe if they had an EMP and, Terminator, the whole thing would have never happened. Oops. There we go. And now we need a slab underneath there. Another slab. We're actually going to have to start breaking down the roof of the coffee shop. No more coffee. I'm sorry, gang. The Vox Pot coffee shop is, closed for business now. As we're slowly just taking over the land for building. Yeah, that's actually not looking too bad. Yeah, that's actually looking quite nice, if I'm being honest. Alright. So, let us go and place all of these. And then we'll just start placing all of these. But back to that meme thing. I'm planning on doing a few, memes soon. I kind of just lumped it in with doing art, so I'm not allowed to do that until I'm finished doing all my stuff that I need to do. So, sad. 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 I'm planning on doing some Fi memes. Because, you know, I've not done those in a little while. I have like an entire folder just filled with memes now. That's all my memes. And it's hilarious, I tell you, it's hilarious. Oh yeah, I was gonna post one of those memes. Do apologize, wait 1 second. I'm going to go into the meme folder. You are not allowed to look. There it is. Cover the eyes. It's actually not that bad, it's just, you know, a lot of memes. I need to actually wait on them loading. And I need to head over to Blue Sky. There we go. Just got a ad for Expedition 33 lol. There we go. Finally the ads understand. Just got a ad for sadly they do not understand what I want. They'd be like pain now. There we go. You know, I should have been doing this a little while ago. Also, we are past the time that we usually go for, but I'll make this a little bit longer. Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to find a specific thing that I made a while ago, and I just cannot find it for the life of me. You know when you know, want to find something? Ah, there we go. There we go. And I need to actually, oh wait. Post them, post them. Invis is now lurking. Alright. Well, you stay safe, alright, Invis? There we go. Alright. So, let us get back into what I was doing there. Sorry, I remembered that I had a meme that I could have posted a little while ago. And so I posted it. Also, I should really fill up this gap, shouldn't I? Do I have white terracotta for that? I don't have the white terracotta backpack on me. That is the wrong backpack. Are we missing a backpack? We're missing a backpack, gang. Oh, there it is. Oh, I was wondering where it was there for a second. Had me having a heart attack there. Yeah, I do have some white terracotta left over. We'll go and fill in all of these gaps here with that white terracotta. I actually really do like how it looks, actually. I might actually try some concrete at some point. But for now, it'll just be this. Oh yeah, I do really want to work on that wedding area over there that I built. I built it so long ago that I really need to work on it. One day we'll host a wedding in the series, I tell you. One day. Dennis is looking a little bit lonely. Maybe we'll look at Dennis as a partner. That's actually looking quite nice. Don't you agree? Doesn't this look quite nice? That does not look too bad at all. I do feel like it does need something around this bit right here. It needs something around there. I could probably do some work on it to kind of, you know, make it look a little bit nicer. But for now, no. We got, you know, plenty of other work to do. No, I do not want that. Where did you even get that? Grab some of that. We are running out of acacia wood, if I'm being honest. We're running low on acacia wood. Let's see. Make a bunch of acacia stairs. Yeah, we should have enough to finish off this roof to now. And it is 4 blocks here. Oop, that's the wrong block. I clicked 3, but it ended up on 4. Who knows? Who knows? Alright. So, that is a slab and a stair there. That's a slab. That is a stair with a slab. There we go. And that is that part of the roof complete now. Apart from this bit over here. That I'll quickly go and fill in. It's almost turning dark again. Alright. So, I'll actually make a few more of these and a few more of these. And we can actually get started on the other roof that I was supposed to do. That's actually going to be 1 more block higher. Why? It's probably just with the size, and that's what I'm going to say. The size just does not look like it to fit. Just does not look like it could fit. Let's see. Actually, I do see something like a slab working. If I'm being honest. Let's see. Let's see. We could have actually conjoined them, but I feel like just having that little tiny gap would actually go a long way. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about taking off a block and then building into said block. Okay, that's actually not looking too bad at all. That is actually not looking too bad at all. Then we go 1 block in. And I'm kind of at a crossroad here. Do I make it slatter? Or do I make it go up by 1 block? Good choice. I think I might actually make it go flat on the inside. There's all blocks that we will probably not really see too much. And then make it go like that. Bam. That's actually not looking bad at all. I really do like the design of that. That is really turning along quite nice. Yeah. We'll do that, I feel. We know that this is going to be a full block right here. And then that is going to be a little bit too high. There we go. Fixed it. I was like, that's looking a little bit too high, you know, from previous thing. And then I remembered I took off a layer here. And now I need to go and break this and watch as it falls all the way down. Because I am dum-dum. At least it has not despawned like previous projects. Alright. So, let us go like that. I'm actually really running out of acacia wood. We're only on 21. And I still have to have that house next to us finished. Let's see. Go like that. And your stairs! You've got to be joking me. I've actually made another mistake. That is stairs, not the other way, that being a block. Ah, I tell you, today is not my day. Especially as I'm still, you know, a little... It's just about to say sick, and then I coughed. I choked on my words. Oh, my eyes are watering, gang. My eyes are watering. Sorry if I blew your eardrums. Okay. I was about to say I'm still a little bit sick, and then bam, I accidentally blew your eardrums. It's okay, bless you. That was like, you know, really bad. I'm still a little bit sick, so, you know, do not suspect, like, full healthy me. Because I would like to talk your ears off, and then bam, I cough. It's really annoying. It really is annoying. Why sick when want to talk? Okay, so that's slabbed. Should we do a... Okay, I'm gonna leave this up to use. Should we do a... what do you call it? Sunroof out glass. I'm gonna leave that decision up to use. Would you just want to see that? Let me know. What is going on here? Yeah, I'm up for it. Alright. So, we'll go and do that then. I'm trying to figure out what went wrong here. Ah. So break that. Break that. And then do that there. Alright, let's see how it looks over this side. Okay, so that's symmetrical now. And now we need to actually do this here. Yeah, not too bad. Just ignore the big gaping hole right there. We do have to fill in these little gaps here on the left. Totally forgotten about them. You know what? I might as well just head inside a little bit and just do this. There we go. Messed up there a little bit. Alright. Do I have glass on me? I do actually have glass on me. I was very worried that I did not have any glass on me. Alright. So if I was to place it there, it would kind of bulge out a bit. So I think I'll break that. Go like that. And I'll slab on top of these two. Go like that. And go like that. And then just go like that. And that gives kind of a natural lighting and also kind of a nod to our Voxtown coffee pop, you know. My voice is starting to break actually. There we go. But the Vox Pot Pop coffee shop, it's kind of a nod to that. With the glass roof. I actually do like this glass roof over that glass roof. That entire building's got to be recycled as well. Those bricks were quite expensive. Alright. So I'll actually go and grab some of these glass panes. And you know what? I could actually... That would actually look quite nice actually. Grab the spruce logs and just wrap them around, kind of like that. Oh, wait. Ah, thank you, Charlie, the epic one, for the sub. Hopefully you're doing alright and stay safe. Sub to a prime. You know what? You only get one of those. So I thank you that you spent it on me. Though I am terrible, you know. It's stream. Alright. But hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe, Charlie. Oh, my nose is making me sound so terrible. It sounds like, you know... Maybe it does not sound too bad to use, but it sounds like I have a lot of, you know, oxygen in my nose. So it kind of makes me sound a little bit weird. That is actually not looking too bad. That is actually not looking too bad at all. We'll showcase this building off once we have finished it, and then we'll move on to the building right next to it. Because I did promise that I would finish both of these buildings. And I think we're just going to have to do both of the buildings in this episode. So, you know, we're currently at 51 minutes, you know. Much longer than the regular length of the episode. That's what I'll say. And I need to shove that and that and that in the backpack. I have so much stuff to shove in the backpack now. There we go. Hi Tango, no worries. I tend to forget I have the Prime sub, so I'm glad it can go to some... Glad it can... My brain's not working at all. It can get some use, that's what I'll say. It gets used. Oh, my nose. You know what? I might actually blow my nose. I would, but you know, I lost where my, you know, hanky was there. So I guess I cannot blow my nose. But also I now sound a bit better for some reason. Magic, I tell you, magic. I should really make these look a little bit nicer. I think I'll probably do some, what do you call it, foliage around here to kind of just make it look a little bit nicer. But, let us... Oh. Definitely did not break that there. And now the thing's back of my nose. Ah! Why does it do that to me? Oh yeah, you know what I have to try and figure out? How to do the... what do you call it? Do you know when people like sub and all that? I need to figure out how you do the GIF animation for that. I've been meaning to do that for a while now, but I keep forgetting to. There we go. Let me go grab some more glass panes. And also, you can see I've just left crafting table after crafting table after crafting table after crafting table and crafting table there. Everywhere is crafting tables. So I need to try and figure that out. I keep getting reminded of it and then I keep forgetting to do it. So if any of you know how to do, you know, the placing of a GIF and what do you call it, the animation when people sub, let me know down below. Because I am terrible at trying to figure that out. I found a, what do you call it, meme I can use now. Wait for it. I didn't even realize Prime sub was a thing. My brain farted there because, you know, it has been around for that long. I think I learned about Prime sub, I think it was, was it really back in 2018, 2019 time? Or was it 2020? I can't remember. It's been that long, if I'm being honest. It's been that long. But I do actually have a meme. I'm going to have to blank it out for a second. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? Show me. Show me. Load the void. Load the void. I must see. It's just a blank square now. I'm waiting on it loading. What is taking up a lot of my CPU? Let me check. Java has taken up a lot of the memory, but to be honest, that's kind of expected. It is not in there. It must be in this bit. This is where we keep the, what do you call it? Stuff that you cannot show the now, because it is a bit too spicy. I just have an entire bit, you know, dedicated to that because I need inspiration area. I have two inspiration areas. I have character inspiration, and then I have the 18 plus NFW area. That it can be like, you know, very tame stuff, and then it can be like, you know, very, you know, singy stuff. And I accidentally lumped it in here. Here it is. Do not worry, it's actually pretty safe, this one. It's just it's accidentally been lumped in here. Just go character bit. I have a meme server where I dump a lot of my memes, and I have a little category that people can't see where I just dump all my trash. Alright, I will actually show a meme. I can actually stick it to my forehead, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick it to my forehead. Let me make it a little bit smaller. I'm stupid, please explain. I think I do actually have a, what you call it, redeem, where people can actually redeem for me to write in a sticky note. I can stick whatever you want to my head. Is a sticky note. Yeah, this is actually looking quite nice. To be honest, this is a quite nice building. I just hate how many windows it has. Should I shrink how many windows it has? Well, the thing is, I don't really need to do that now. And the reason why I don't really need to do that now is it's kind of just not really necessary to do that now. Also, I have realized I'm probably going to have to break a lot of this area right here. So I'm probably going to have to dirt a lot of this area here, going like that. I wanted to add more over this side. I forgot how big this, you know, area is going to be. I have a reference idea, and then I have a bunch of ideas that I've kind of just plopped together for Foxtown. And one of them is to make a pathway going here, and then we'll elevate it a little bit. Probably just by one block, kind of like what we did over here. I might actually shrink this down a little bit, but I'm not very sure. Let me know, should I shrink this down a little bit? I guess I could just shrink it down about like here. So I could just go like this, if I'm being honest. Also, I should really place back the torches. I don't want any mobs spawning back. There we go. There we go. And I could just break that and turn it into dirt if I had my dirt backpack out. But I always keep putting it away. There we go. Yeah, that actually does not look too bad. That does not look too bad at all. Alright. I'll probably actually dirt this bit right here. I know I should be working on the other house by now. But, you know what? I get distracted easily. It would not be one of my episodes if I did not get distracted, if I'm being honest. There we go. Alright. So this house right here, I think I'll probably have at least... I think I'm going to have at least this much space. Torch. Place that there. And I need to grab some more dirt. Keep forgetting how much dirt I have to spend on, you know, dirt in the place. It's really annoying, I tell you. It's really annoying. There we go. And what can we talk about while I'm working on this? You know, as my channel anniversary is coming up again, I need to start planning out what we're going to do for the anniversary. It is in December, my channel anniversary. So let me know, what should we do for it? I have a few ideas, that I could do for it. But I'm not big enough for a lot of these ideas, so I'll probably just, shelf a lot of them. I might host like a bunch of tier lists and other stuff like that. Yeah, that's actually looking quite nice. Why does a valley kind of shape, seem like a good idea for this area, area? We gotta have to break this down. Alright. Vox Pop Coffee Shop is going. I was thinking about doing it either today or another episode, but we might as well do it now. Also, I just realised, I told you earlier, it would not be my episode if I did not get distracted. I should be working on that other house now, so that I can end the episode and then I'll start another episode after this. That'd be another stream if you're on the Twitch side. I remember, I was trying to figure out where that was there for a second. I remember a long time ago when we were doing, I think it was Jungle Paradise Season 4. It was Jungle Paradise Season 4. But every once in a while during Jungle Paradise Season 4, I would have a kind of walkabout. We would go on a little adventure every once in a while. And the thing is, I don't really get to do that often now, if I'm being honest. I think the last time Rip Coffee Shop, I know. It is quite sad. Can't believe, how the coffee shop is going to go. Sorry about that. I was just trying to clear my nose there a little bit. But back in Season 4, we used to have a lot more walkabouts. That's where we just go on a little adventure and all that. The thing is, we can't really go on walkabouts now. And the reason is, I don't have enough memory to go on a walkabout no more. Because before we used to go on like tiny little walkabouts, from our main center point. Like imagine this is Season 4, we have our little area here. I'll go on little tiny walkabouts, out into the wilderness. And, it would be very like, just checking out the terrain and all that. But our world has expanded quite a lot. Our world is about 2 gigabytes, I would say, now, in size. And that is a lot, if I'm being honest. That is a lot. Like, when we first started, we had probably around like 200 megabytes, probably the largest Jungle Paradise. But now it's, 2 gigabytes. You can actually see like the difference, in it, but this is a series that we've kind of just gone, kept getting a bubble at the back of my, nose, I tell you. You know those kind of like, air pockets? They're just like really annoying. Those, it's really annoying, that. Giga World. It's really not that big of a world. Like, I see like people talking about like, oh, I've spent this many years in this world, and then their world is like a gigabyte or 2 gigabytes. Like, yeah, sometimes they'll go flying off in that direction, but that is mostly for resource gathering. And a lot of them actually delete those chunks later on. But a lot of the times they don't really generate that many chunks out there. Like, you would say about this is like, the normal amount of when you're going resource hunting. Also, I just realized there's a swamp out here. I'd totally forgotten about that swamp out here. And that's an old village, to be honest. I don't think any of this is actually still out here. I was actually doing a travel. And I was traveling out a certain distance, and then I was TPing And I think there's another TP point somewhere out here. Or I was trying to TP out further. No wait, that's when I was trying... I'm thinking about season 4. This is when I was trying to find another snow biome. And this was another snow biome. I wanted a closer snow biome, but I just could not get a closer snow biome. Sadly, a lot of my world is, you know... What do you call it? Is explored, but... My brain's not working now, I do apologise. We have quite a large world from all of our, you know, explorations. I would love to go on a, you know, another walkabout, just explore. But the problem is my world is just too big and I don't have enough memory for going on, you know, that kind of journey. For buildings do actually take up a lot of gigabytes, if I'm being honest. I've actually dug out, like, you know, a large cavern in the ground before. And that takes up a lot of, you know, memory, if I'm being honest. But when you spend, like, one point in, like, your world for ages, like, who can I use as an example? Who's a famous Minecraft YouTuber who's been in a world for a while? You know what, there's two that I could think about, and that's Mog Swamp. I will actually say Mog Swamp. I actually remember catching a few of their early things back in the day. And I remember I was stuck in a cycle, I tell you, of watching their videos back in the day. Because for some reason I just could not get any recommendations and I kept going backwards, you know, through their videos over and over again. This was like years and years ago. It's very early on in their, what do you call it, thingy, if I remember correctly. Can't believe how long ago that was. Get out of here. Let's see. Let me shove that in the backpack now. And then I can just shove this in the backpack. There we go. How many skeleton heads do I have? 12. That's a lot of skeleton heads, if I'm being honest. But I was gonna use Mog Swamp and Thingy as an example. For they've been in their world for a long time. And even like staying in like a certain spot for a long time, you know, your world gets very large. So I've got to also use Ethel's Lab as an example. If any of you have watched Ethel's Labs, you know they have a quite large world. But they've also stayed in, you know, a single spot for a long, long time. I could also use Fat Rat as... Is it Fat Rat? No. Rat Dog, that's it. Fat Rat is, you know, the music producer. But Rat Dog, you know, they've been in their world for quite a long time and they've kind of just expanded out quite far. But they always stay around like a certain point a lot of the time. But for Fat Rat, you know, it's not Fat Rat, it's Rat Dog. Alright, my nose is getting like, you know, very like, you know, air pockety. So when I'm trying to sing, I'm thinking about my nose, so I'm just saying random stuff. And it's really annoying. But Rat Dog, they really are like expansive. And you know, Ethel's Lab is also very expansive. They started their world and I think they turned on extreme terrain at one point. And that would have took up a lot of gigabytes, to be honest. But I would say their world is around 15 gigabytes. My world is around 2 gigabytes. But this is what 2 gigabytes, you know, gets you. This is quite a lot of terrain, if I'm being honest. Lurk, gotta go be productive. Alright, you take care and stay safe, alright? For some reason, the Lurk bot works sometimes and it just does not want to work sometimes. Wait, that doesn't... the command work? That's what I was about to say. For some reason it does work and then sometimes it does not work and then sometimes it does work. And it's really buggy, I would tell you. It's really buggy. I've gotten it to work, you know, tons of times and then sometimes it just does not want to work. And it's really annoying, I tell you, it's really annoying. I actually really want to do a total re-sing of all of the commands for my Twitch. So that, you know, we can figure out, you know, why does the lurk thing not work. because I have it enabled. I actually gotta make a redeem for it now because I'm not annoyed that it's not working. So people would just redeem it, like, you know, the lurk redeem, because it's just getting annoying that, you know, for some reason it's just bugging out that constantly. Do need to figure out how Streamer Labs works. That's another thing that I need to figure out how that works. Let's see, put that in there. And I can actually just start walking around putting a lot of the wood in the backpack, if I'm being honest. There's a lot of wood just scattered around now. You know, seeing the coffee shop before and then after, it just seems so empty. Kind of seems like an outdoor area now. Sadly, that is not going to be the case. We shall be demolishing the whole coffee shop. I kind of feel bad for the coffee shop. It's been around for a long time, but at the same time, it never really fit in. I could keep it as nostalgia, but the thing is, with nostalgia, when you have a world like a forever world, I tell you, it's really just toxic to keep around certain stuff like that, if I'm being honest. When you have a forever world, and you do builds in it, it's good to keep around nostalgia, but at the same time, nostalgia can be toxic to what you can create. Because there's got to be like that one build, like, no, I can't touch that one build, you know, I built it that long ago, or I can't upgrade it, you know, certain, you know, excuse, you know, example there. And that's kind of like a very problematic, you know, thing, to be honest. Because eventually it just becomes like, oh, I can't do anything to that build. And in the end, that kind of just, you know, leaves that build untouchable. And that's kind of like the sad part about it, because certain builds, you know, like if they're nostalgic or something, like, you know, look at Voxtown. I've redone it that many times. It's just, it's hard to describe, that's what I'm gonna say. It's hard to describe. Nostalgia is good, but handling it in a healthy way is something that all people should do. Like, it's good to have nostalgia, but to live with nostalgia constantly, instead of having something new, is something that can be toxic to someone. There we go. I'm gonna break all of these bricks. These bricks be so expensive, I tell you. So whenever you do like a forever world or something, it's alright to keep nostalgia, but not at a price to yourself, as well as self, or your world. Because it's always nice to, you know, expand upon something that you built like ages ago, and not let it, you know, become rotted. That's what I will say. Become rotted, in a way. Let's see. Let me just start breaking all of these tables that I have around here. I really do like these, I tell you. The little tiny, you know... What do you call them? They're called short tables, that's it. Short tables. I was trying to remember what you call them. They're from Biblio. Spruce coffee table, that's it. I just call them short tables. They really are nice, you know, I will say. They really are nice. But they're kind of a bit too expensive. That's why I don't use them that often. But don't tell anyone that. Don't tell anyone that. You know, you see all of this, you know, this is 100 and something diamonds. 26, 28 diamonds to make this armor. You know, I should be swimming in money, I tell you. I should be swimming in money. So that would be quite painful, to be honest. But my brain's farting now. My brain's farting now. My brain farted, so I'm trying to figure out like what I was gonna say. Alright. Need to find the right backpack now. There we go. We'll grab some dirt and I'll start filling in all of this here. What could we talk about? I really want to get started on my, what do you call it? Carpets, you know, getting carpets. problem with carpets is that they're so expensive. I don't know if I should cheat carpets in. And the reason, you know, why I'm thinking that is because carpets be expensive to get because of the wool. But I'm pretty sure I can get them, you know, nonetheless. I'm building like a sheep farm over in the... Oops, sorry, we were zoomed out there last time. I'm building a sheep farm just over there. This is where we are. And this is where the sheep farm is, you know, so... we are getting, you know, sheep wool. But I am thinking about duplicating it. That's what I'm thinking about. Treat it in that way. It's just it's that hard to get, you know, wool. And I'm pretty sure there is a way to duplicate them. Sorry about that. I was struggling with my nose there because I was just, you know, I was just talking to you there and then bam, it, you know, it just singed my nose there. It was just hard to get the, you know, oxygen to go through it. I don't know why it has to do it when, you know, I'm streaming, I tell you. Hopefully it does not sound too bad for you. Alright. This is actually not too bad. What I'm meaning is, I really like the look of white concrete under fences. Could we use that for the buildings? That is a possibility. That is a possibility that I'm thinking of. That is actually a pretty cool possibility. If it actually works. We got a lot of glass panes. I forgot how much glass I spent on. See? I did not expect us to spend that much glass on that build. The coffee shop. I felt like I spent like very little on the coffee shop when I first built it. But we spent a lot of glass on it. I can't remember what inspired me to do the Vox coffee shop. It's been that long. What was it that inspired me to do it? Was it a Dallas Med build? No. I think I kind of just, you know, did a coffee shop out of just wanting to do a build. No, wait, I actually remember there was something that inspired me to do a coffee shop, and that was, I saw a coffee shop getting built in Minecraft, and I thought, you know what, I should build one of those, and took a crack at it. And that's what we got here. What's left of it. Oh, don't choke myself, you know. I don't want to choke myself 2 times in, you know, one stream. And just cough on you. Do apologise. There we go. I guess the stream title's a little bit, you know, misleading if I'm being honest. I am still a little bit sick. So I guess it is a little bit of lying there. Oh, I do apologise. Break that. Break that. Oh, I forgot that we built over it there. Oh, I broke the sign! I totally forgotten. Luckily I took a picture of the sign. I might actually rebuild a little bit of the coffee shop later on for the museum. But for now, I'll just, you know, preserve it some other way. That's actually supposed to go in the other backpack. I'll actually just shove that in there now, just to kind of preserve it. White terracotta. And carpet can go in there. That can go in there, that can go in there, and that can go in there. Alright. Now, let us upgrade this building. I feel like that actually does make this look a lot nicer, if I'm being honest. It does have something to do with the front. I don't like the front 100%. But I do see something that I could do with the front. And that is do some lighting that comes off of the building. Let me see. What do we have to work with? Do I have any glowstone? Let's see. No, I should not have any glowstone in there. I might have glowstone in here. Actually, I have glowstone just sitting right there. Right in the open. Yeah, that does not really look too nice. Also, I was looking at a video, I tell you, that was in my recommendation. And it was people don't build like this no more. And it showed, this, old design for what I'm basically doing here, but it's lampposts. And I was like, I literally just built that like almost yesterday. And I realized, that was, a couple of years ago now. But still, I built that. I still do build that, actually. We actually still have a few of those lamps out front of our area over here. There's literally one right there. And there's one right there. There's one right there. There's one right there. I think one right here, but I think it's obscured. One there. One there. Yeah, I still do those lamps. Those old school lamps that they call old school. I'm in 1.12.2. I don't have lanterns. You can't blame me. If I had lanterns, I'd probably use the lanterns. That's something that I do wish. If the series goes on long enough, I would love to get my mods, of the mod pack updated to the newer update. That's something that I would love to do. Also, I did think about doing this red stuff, very soon. The Redwood. But we never got back to it. Do I do that now, or do I leave it? It would look pretty cool. Let's see. Have another crafting table to slam down and then never use again. Oops. Wrong material. Grab that. Then shove that wood in the backpack so I don't accidentally use it again. There we go. And probably some more of that, actually. Alright. Let us actually head up there and see what we can do. I need to actually put this, not that, this and this here. Get the axe. So that is a slab, stair, there's a full block, and slab there, slab, full block, that is a slab right there, and that. Yeah, it's just a stairs there. That's a full block there. Stairs there. That is a double slab. Stairs there. Full block there. That's a slab there. Stairs there. Break that. That's double slab. There we go. That's a full block right there. Slab, full block. Break that. Slab. That's the stairs. I meant to say stairs there. And another of that. And let's actually see how that looks, to be honest. Does it look nice? I'm not sure. Actually, it does not look too bad. I think what I need to do is just slab these. And then break those. So let me go back up there. And just slab that. Not too bad, not too bad at all. Wait, wait. Ah, thank you, Faker Right Burst Ultra, for the sub. Hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe. And that's a full block right there. Bam. Yeah, that shall actually look a lot better. We'll go like this. Break all of this here. And we shift down right here. Place that right there. And there we go. Not too bad, not too bad at all. Alright. Now we'll move over to our right. Oops, made a mistake there. I do actually see this looking quite nice, if I'm being honest. It just needs a little bit more work. Let's actually, I was about to say, let's actually see how it looks from a distance. Yeah, that actually looks a lot better, if I'm being honest. From a distance, it actually looks quite nice. It actually looks quite nice. Alright, now it's time to do what we did over this side. Now, slab, stair, slab, block. Okay, I got confused there. Block, slab, slab. Is there a slab over the side of the stairs? Yeah. How did I miss a slab? Must have missed it a little while ago when we were working on this originally. I was like, you know, wondering there for like a second. Like, what is wrong here in my head? And it was like, I'm pretty sure I'm missing a slab here. And yes, I was actually missing a slab there. And slab there. Stairs. Fill block. And I need to break that. Slab there. Stairs. Break. Ah, so I slabbed this side, but I did not slab the other side. Alright. What was, you know, past me on? Place a full block there. So that's stair with slab. And then another stairs. Oops, wrong way around. Let us break all of this here. It actually looks very ornament. What do you call it? Ornamental? Ornamental? Can't remember what you call it. Very traditional style. For some reason, in my head, it just looks super traditional style. There we go. And let us go and run round to the other side before I run out of blocks. Well, not blocks, hunger. You know what I meant. There we go. And let's break all of that there. Bam! That actually looks a lot nicer. I do actually need to put some lighting up here, because I realize this is quite dark. And I really got to put in that pink terracotta, if I'm being honest. Kind of running low on it. Kind of running low on it. I can break that. You know what, I'm running low on it and I just realized I could make more. Get out of here. I just love sending them airborne with my sword. Now you're probably wondering, why is my sword so powerful? It's really just powerful against skeletons, if I'm being honest. It is made from a wither. 2 withers to be exact. So it's double powerful. It does 19 damage. I choked myself again. Sorry, I got too excited and I started speaking very much more. And then I choked myself. Not on purpose. Not on purpose. Oh, Labradors are all like, singing. Ah. Oh, that's really annoying. Oh. That is the worst, I tell you. That is the worst. Now, I can go grab this now. Check it out. I need to actually make room in my inventory. Forgot the skeleton filled up my inventory. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to empty out my backpack soon and then restore it all. Grab the terracotta there. Grab that crafting table over there. Also need to eat this rotten slash. Gonna have to go scrap together some of the rotten slash that we have just to use that as a food source for a little while. That's how bad the food source is in my world. Need to break that too. Place that there. Break that. Place that there. Bam! That actually looks quite nice. Now I need to do the same to the other side. But I have to go through the house to actually do that now. Doot, doot. And doot, doot. There we go. Alrighty, right. What was going on here? Block. Block, block. Block, block. Break that. Break that. You know what, I don't know what's going on there. I think I have a building mistake somewhere. But that is a future me problem. I'm not dealing with that now. Yeah, that's actually looking quite nice. That is looking quite nice. Need to actually fill in these gaps here. I have spare jungle wood. There we go. So I'll use that as kind of like a line in there. I'm not going to have enough. I realised that when I was like halfway through. There we go. Much better, I tell you, much better. I'll take that crafting table now. Now we have more houses to do. You thought we were done? No, we're never done here. These are all builds that I should have, done the roof of a little while ago. Alright. Grab that, and grab me some jungle wood, actually. Because I am out of jungle wood. I don't think this building has many full blocks in it. So I don't have to worry about that too much. That's actually just slab. Trying to make sure I don't fall off. Was that manticore I saw over there? Or was it just the fin of that shark there? I think it was just the fin of the shark that I saw. Got very confused there. I saw there was a manticore there. I should really shove a light here. Never realised how dark the bits between these buildings were. Looks like I can just do this. cheese it a little bit. Oop, there we go. And now there's stairs. There is a slab. And there's another slab. Slab. Stairs. Double slab. Is this the only double slab in this building? I expected there to be a lot more, if I'm being honest. I expected there to be a lot more. Oh wait. And go like that. Also, a lot of this wood will be recycled for the next building over there that I'm supposed to finish before I finish this episode. So it's kind of just getting delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. You know, while I'm doing all of these builds that I should have been doing like next episode or something. You know what, it would not be one of my episodes if I've already said, you know. It would not be my episode if we did not get sidetracked. Sidetrack just makes it more fun. It also gives you a longer episode. Just means, you know, Twitch would be angry because, you know, oh, it's a longer episode to export. And then they get annoyed. There we go. That is actually quite nice. I really do like how it looks, but this is going to really clash with the whiteness of this building right here. If we're looking at it, it's definitely going to collide. The pink, you know, it doesn't collide too much with. But when it comes to the white, it's got to collide a lot with. Alright, well, we might as well get to it. I don't want to, you know, get started on the next building and then have to swap back to this building because I did not do the roof. As I should have done ages ago. Oops, I forgot the slab. Stairs. Slab, stairs. I actually really like this roof. I really do like this roof. Probably one of my most favourite roofs that we've, you know, gotten here in Voxtown in a long, long time. And that says a lot because there's been a lot of roofs. There's actually been, you know, entire buildings just scattered around here. There's been a building right there before. That was my apothecary place. That I do really want to rebuild, if I'm being honest. So I'll get around to doing that eventually. Break this. Slab, stairs. Slab. Oop. Double placed there, do apologize. Stairs. You know, my mouse was dying, but now it's alive again. And I don't understand, do I need a new mouse or not? Any of yous ever have that experience? Your device seems to be dying and then it just does not want to die. Oops. Just seems to be a reoccurrence thing. There we go. Slab, stair, slab, stairs, slab, slab. Slab, 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 slab. Slab, 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 slab. We're actually gonna run out slabs. That, you know, that's, you know, unexpected thing there. Don't worry, I have a crafting table. So, just make some more, just make some more slabs. Slab. Slab, slab. Slab. Stairs. slab, slab. Well, not slab, slab. Stair slab. You know what I meant. You know what I meant. There we go. And now I just go like this. And we do actually have the second layer to do as well. It's only 2 pieces of roofs that I need to do. Will I do this with the other roof? I'll probably build it out of acacia first and then do the other roof. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say. Because that roof's gotta be like a pain. Yeah, you do have a little bit of acacia sticking out. I don't know if I'll fix that just yet. It's not really the worst. Yeah. Falling in the water. Luckily the shark is not right next to us this time. And break that. Pink terracotta. There we go. Break all of this. And let's head back up. I really do like Avalio. I really want to, you know, incorporate it into Voxtown. Like the 2 cities kind of just expanded into each other. I guess that would mean that we need a new name for Voxtown if that was the case. You know what, we can come up with that once we actually get around to it. Valio Vox. Vox Valio. Who knows. But this, what do you call it, building style was actually the original building style. And then, you know, it got stolen by the people of Voxtown. They liked the building style and then they stole it. That's kind of like the lore that I have going on. Oh yeah, I needed to finish off that roof before I started. Oopsie daisy. Oopsie daisy. Ooh, I almost fell there. Almost fell there. Alright. I have so much. Oop. Wrong backpack, wrong backpack. I have so much acacia wood on me. It's very surprising actually. So slab, 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 slab. I'll actually break that now. Slab, slab, slab. Slab, 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 slab. Slab, 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 slab. Actually, I have, you know, so much slab to do. Turned out a full block. That's one of the things I always hate about slabs, is that you cannot break them individually. You have to break the whole block. And it's really annoying, that, I tell you. It's really annoying, that. Alright. Luckily they did fix that in the newer updates. I do remember that they did fix that. But I wish they'd done it sooner. I wish they'd done it sooner. One thing that I've always wanted fixed, and I really do hope that someone one day fixes it for Minecraft, is that they go into the code for the older game. Primarily 1.7.10. And they remove the internal server function from Minecraft for that update. Because if they did that, it would solve so much issues, I would say. Solve so much issue. Because the problem with 1.12.2 is that it is so unstable due to that, and if you add modding towards that as well, it becomes even more unstable, and it is so annoying. Also, if they could fix, like, you know, the mod, what do you call it, the, you know, tells you what problems you're having. That as well would be like, you know, godsend, I tell you. That's something that I've always wanted to fix with the older update. Is that they removed the internal server function and they fixed the problem with, what do you call it, the mods. Because it never really tells you what the problem is very well. That's what I'm gonna say. Never tells you how well, you know, you know, tells you the problem very well. You know what I meant. You know what I meant. Alright. Wait 1 second. Wonder what the problem was there for a second. Get breaking there. Sorry, I was just fixing secondary device there. It was just having a little bit of jank. Alright. Well, that's actually the roof finished now. Yeah, not too bad at all. That is the roof finished, and it actually looks marvellous, I'm gonna say. It looks marvellous, apart from the little bits of orange peeking out. Apart from that, it looks marvellous. But I will probably fix those problems with those bits peeking out. Oopsie. Oopsie daisy. And I was about to shove dirt in there. That. There we go. And let me just get up here. Break that, place that. Break those, place that. There we go. Yeah, that actually looks a lot better. That looks tremendously better. Oh, hello there, Magic Pants. Hopefully you're doing alright, I'd say too. It's been a little while. How's it been? My words were not working there. Do apologise. But hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe. I am still, you know, a little bit sick. But it is getting a little bit better. Yeah, let's see. Break that. Is that just a missing slab there? Not sure. Hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe, Magic Pants. It has been a little while since we last talked. But hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe since the last time. Yeah, this is actually not looking too bad. We should actually get started on the roof for the secondary building here. And I don't actually have enough white material for it. So I might actually build it out of something else. Or I could just make... I do have plenty of bones. I could just make some white terracotta. That's what I'll do. I'm doing okay, how are you? I am still a little bit sick. I've, you know, gotten over most of it. So, I'm just on that little edge. I do choke every once in a while, I'll tell you. I've choked like 3 times during the stream because I get too excited and then I start speaking a lot faster and then I choke. It's not the best, I tell you. It's not the best. But it happens, you know. Can't really stop it. Let's see. Do I make this a tiny little house? No, we need something taller. Something around there. What we're kind of building here is kind of like what we have over there. I will probably put a lot of the flowers in that building right there. And that be, you know, how we kind of pick our flowers for, like, you know, builds in the future. I actually really like that idea, to be honest. I think the problem with this building is that there's really not a good point to make a... What do you call it? A entrance. I had it there in my mind for a second there. And I tried to say entrance, you know, it just disappeared. When you need it, it's not there. But when you do not need it, it's there. Alright. Yeah, that's actually not looking too bad at all. And we should get started on building that roof now. I'll actually make it 1 block taller. That's what I will do. So grab that spruce. Probably sort the... Oh, poop, I hit R for my backpack. Now I need to try and figure out where everything went. There we go. Alright. So I'll actually probably need to place down a crafting table, as I just realized I do not have the area for the crafting table. Well, not crafting table. I do not have the area for... My brain's not working now. Put that away, put that away. I do not have the jungle wood needed for the build project. That's what I was trying to say. But all my words were just not wanted to work there. And you know what, I might as well just use up another stack. Just do that. Bunch of stairs. And then a bunch of slabs. No, I'm not going to make the mistake of making a lot of slabs when it's not really needed. I don't really need this many blocks, to be honest, for this build. It's not going to be that big. It's not going to be that big. But we'll start with the outside being jungle wood, and then we'll go inwards with the other wood type. And I think we'll start by slabbing here. We'll do this. I could slab underneath, but I'll do that when I'm on the ground again. Grab the jungle wood. Place that there. Yeah, break that there. And place that there. Alright, that's not looking too bad at all. And place that there. Go all the way along. Sorry, I was just fixing my posture there. Alright, so let us go and place a bunch of these stairs here. I'll actually place a slab there. I think I forgot to place a slab there previously. Slab. Oh, I did actually place... I placed a slab there and I placed a slab there, but I did not do it on this side. The little things I tell you, the little things that you forget. Alright, so we'll actually go like that, and I think I'll actually need the white terracotta for this. There we go. Place the white terracotta like that. We're kind of using it as lining here. There we go. And what we'll do is actually grab a full block. And we'll just do this, all sides, and then just go like this. I've actually made it out of the wrong material in certain areas. I've just realized I should have been using acacia. Oopsie daisy, I tell you, oopsie daisy. Alright, let me grab my actual acacia wood, and I'll just start tearing back some of this that we're, you know, just currently doing. There we go. Not too far off track, at least. Not too far off track. One of you could have told me, like, you know, now I'm looking like a fool. How could you? How could you? You were supposed to warn me. You could have told me I was using the wrong wood. But no, you didn't. How could you? How could you? There we go. Place that there. Alright, let me fix secondary device. It just broke there again. Just having a lot of trouble with secondary device now. Alright. So, let me grab my acacia stairs that I actually thought I had very little of. But I actually had over a stack of. That's what I get for, you know, doing all of those, you know, beforehand. All of those roofs beforehand. And just go like that. There we go. And fill in all of that. Do that. And we need to actually figure out what this inside is going to go like. I could do this. And then do more of a point. That is a possibility. That is a possibility. I don't want it to be too singy. I may actually just slab it. That's what I'll do. That will look a lot better if I slab it instead. Because if I was to do what I was going to do there, it would probably not look the nicest, to be honest. It would probably not look the nicest. And grab that, place that there. Not too bad at all. And let us go down and we'll inspect it from the ground level. We'll grab these as well. That actually does not look too bad. I should really fill up that inside, if I'm being honest. Kinda looks a little bit, not that nice, to be honest. Yeah, that looks a lot better. That looks a lot better. That actually looks quite cute. I was not expecting that to look as nice as it did. That actually looks quite nice. I hear a skeleton. Oh, it's a silver skeleton. Haven't seen one of those guys in a long time. At least I got some bones from it. Replenish what I spent on the white terracotta. Where did you spawn? Ah, there's a dark bit on this wall here. Alright, just place that in the middle. There we go. Kinda just trying to make sure everything is lit up properly. There we go. And there is no dark spots just splotched around in unwanted areas. I should really tear some of this away. And also I realise I have so much wood in my backpack. Go shove it all in the backpack. There we go. And let me grab that dirt. There we go. Alright. That can go in there, that can go in there. Glowstone. I don't know where glowstone will go in my backpacks. I'm close to that staircase again. And there's that one dark spot and it's really annoying me now. Can't really do anything about this roof bit, can I? That's actually the roof. Kinda annoying that, but can't really do anything about it. It'll blend in once I add some, what do you call it, lushness to the area. Yeah, that's not too bad. That is not too bad. Let's take a few screenshots. And then I'll end off this episode here. And then I'll probably start another episode after this because I still want to do more. So, hopefully you enjoyed this. Have a nice day, stay safe, if possible. If so, need to keep that vitamins, very important. And maybe stay safe, bye.